Hi guys, Bran here. Welcome back to our old school RuneScape channel. And today we are going to be doing a guide on how to get to 99 cooking on the free-to-play side. Because I know even with bonds, sometimes it's hard for you guys to stay on the member side of things, which is totally fine. So I'm going to show you the quickest method to get 99 cooking in old school RuneScape. The method is kind of expensive, at least for the fastest method. So I'm going to show you some alternative methods as well. And is that for me? Oh. Cool. Looks like we got some mail on the channel. Let me open this up real quick. Sorry, this is a new delivery, you know, like Blue's Clues style. I didn't know I got these sort of things. It's pretty interesting, actually. Let me see here. BHVR Interactive puts out an entirely positive update for Dead by Daylight. No. This is normal in this universe. In this alternative timeline, BHVR always puts out good updates and stuff. This is just like a normal thing. Wait, this is part of the main timeline? Hello? Hi guys, Bran here. Welcome to another commentary video. Today, I have great news. Good news, everyone. The developer update that they are going to be putting out, and it's only part 1, is actually super cool. And I'm going to talk about today in this commentary video why I think this is the correct design philosophy that I think will take the game in a really, really positive direction. So, kind of the big notes I want to take. All of this is good, but I want to take the big notes. Trapper, TLDR, for if you have not paid attention to or read this, I will summarize it for you. TLDR, Trapper's getting 2 traps base kit. He is now going to have his base Trapper bag and have that normally. Also, he will always spawn the full 6 traps. Apparently it was random how many traps he would get on the map, but now he's going to spawn his full 6 traps every single time. Also, he's getting some add-on changes that are going to be more helpful. Spirit is being added with, it's a Spirit nerf technically, but Spirit is being added counterplay. Now her phase is directional, like in that PTB that happened, and also she kicks dust while moving. Also, her add-ons are changing to be more fun and interesting rather than just being straight up way too strong. Yay, good. Also, they're looking at add-ons of a bunch of the killers who kind of need to be looked at again. Hillbilly, Nurse, Mukul, my boy Mukul, Pig, etc. A lot of perks that are not being used very often are getting a revisit and slight buffs. Vigil now has been upped 10% across the board for each level, and also heals other things like Broken, Exposed, Oblivious, etc. A whole bunch of other things. Basically, they're trying to add little things to each of these perks to try to make them actually viable and playable. They probably won't be S tier, but they're trying to, you know, bring them up, which is really, really good. And also, they're implementing an item and character kill switch. That way, if something breaks, they don't have to wait for a patch to get it out of the game. They can just say, that perk's not available, or that character's not available. So, basically, all around, this is an amazing developer update, and this is only part 1 of 2. They have not released the second part of this, so I'm even more eager for that. Hopefully it stays on the same track. But the question here is, like, why do I like this so much? And I think it's a design philosophy I've talked about on stream before, and I want to put it out here in the YouTube space so everybody, you know, knows how I feel very, very strongly about this. I think the best thing for Dead by Daylight that Dead by Daylight can do to help the unbalanced situation is take all the super S tier stuff, so like Spirit, Nurse, things that are just like, or like Dead Hard, DS, you know, all those things that are just like way up here, right? Those things that are like way stronger than everything else. You need to bring that stuff down. S tier stuff should be A tier stuff. You shouldn't have S or S plus tier things in your game. Like, there's no reason that something in your game should be that ridiculously powerful. You got to bring it down to that A tier, to that nice A tier. Also, what they're doing with like the Vigil stuff and the babysitter for the people, etc., where they're trying to take the C and D tier stuff, the stuff that's like that really doesn't have a reason to be used, and they're trying to bring it back up. They're trying to raise it back up to a place where it's useful, whether that be A or B tier. It's going to be somewhere in there, but it's not going to be just like, there's no point. Like, if there's like DS, Dead Hard, Sprint Burst, Iron Will, like, that's why would you put something that's like C or D tier in one of those tier slots? You know, there's like no reason to. But if you bring those C and D tier stuff up and bring that super OP stuff down, everything makes more sense, and you're going to see a lot more perk, character variety, whatever, because you're trying to make the OP stuff not OP, still great, but not OP. and you're trying to take the stuff that's useless and give it a use and make it useful. Ideally in your games, you don't want to be having these super broken things or these super useless things. Ideally, in a game balance, like, you know, it's in the name, balance. If you want things balanced, you want most things in your game, whether that be perks, characters, items, add-ons, whatever, you want those things to typically be in the A and B tier section. You want some things to be A and B. You want things to be either really good or it's good, but, you know, there's more useful stuff. You know, you want things there. You don't want, man, I just never run Wake Up. You know, like, you don't want that situation where you're just like, I never run those things. But you also don't want it to be like, why would I ever put on something like Babysitter over Borrowed Time? You know, you don't want those situations where like a perk's just like straight up completely outclassed in every way by this one perk, and there's no reason, no incentive to run something different. I think that sucks a lot. I think that, especially with a game that has as many perks as this game does, it really sucks that the power disparity between these things are so strong. And I think if they're wanting to really, really hard commit to the skill-based matchmaking thing like they appear to be, you gotta do this, right? Which is why I'm glad that they're doing these things, right? Because if you're gonna hard commit to the skill-based matchmaking thing, you gotta make the game more balanced. You just have to. Like, you can't have the game being a super sweat fest most of the time and then have it, you know, have your game be super unbalanced. So the fact that they're trying to finally adopt this philosophy of bring S tier down and bring C and D tier things up, whether it be characters, perks, etc., it's fantastic, because that's gonna make that that skill-based matchmaking not as painful, because you're not just forced to run meta things or to do meta things to get that W, to get that victory, because now you can, you know, run what you want. Or at least we're getting there. I'm not saying this one developer update is fixing everything, but what I am saying, TLDR, is that it's a step in the right direction, and it's very, very, very nice to see that that their philosophy with this is positive. It's forward. It's very aware of the situations that characters and players, that the players go through, and trying to take our feelings and thoughts into account. It's pretty wild. It's pretty crazy. So I don't want to say this because this sounds like really gushy, I guess, but I guess I'm just proud of them. I'm proud of them because, you know, we have a lot of we have a lot of problems with the way they conduct things, and like kind of don't listen to people. And that part of that side of the game sucks because of that. But like, it seems like, at least for the time being, they are taking the game in a positive direction and actually listening to feedback. And it feels like I'm in an alternate dimension, but as we say in fighting games, we take those. So yeah, that's gonna be a short and sweet. I think that's it. I'm just very, very happy, and I wanted to tell you why I was happy with this developer update. Otherwise, I don't have anything else for you, friendo. If you want to like the video, that'd be great, because that helps other great people like you find this video, and we can have more of those cool discussions that we have down in the comments below with more people, more good friendos. Also, if you want to sub, that would be great. We did finally pass 500. Woo-hoo! We did it, but we're on our way to 1K now. We have the new goalpost, because that's where the big YouTubers play, you know. So let's start plowing through. Let's start getting there. Let's start beating the snot out of the algorithm and stuff, and do that by liking and something. But otherwise, I don't have anything else for you, friendo. Thank you so much for watching. If I don't see you in the next video, I will see you when I see you, bud. Goodbye. Why am I so cringy?